Alright folks, today we're talking ND filters, which can be a pretty boring topic. That's not how it's supposed to do. This is the Freewell magnetic VND filter system. This is 20 filters in one single system. Yes, if we go to their Indiegogo page and take a look at what they sold, over 1,300 people has already bought these filters. So let me show you what you will get with these new Freewell filters here and how they work compared to a standard VND like this one, the Polar Pro PM VND, which is the one that I used to use. This little carrying case is what it comes in, but I saw on the Indiegogo page that they're going to make a leather case instead, which looks really, really nice. But if you open this one up, you can see you could have all the filters stacked right in here. You can see, you can take a filter, we can put it in there. All right, so that's the box you will get with this system. But let me show you what you get inside. Right in front of you, I have all the filters laid down. So you can see that we only have 4 pieces of glass. But even though we only have 4 pieces of glass, this will still give us those 20 different ND filters. But let me show you what you will find in the case. So first off, we have this lens cap that you will get with it. Nice glass, it looks nice with the logo on. Then we have the ring, the adapter ring that you will have to order in your size. This is where the magnetic field is inside. Then we have a mist base, this one right here. Then there is the VND base. This is the one-stop base. That's the base ring that you're going to use when you're going to use the VND filters. And then you have 2 filters down here, the 2 to 5 stop, which is this one, and then we have the 6 to 9, which is this one. So that's the filters that comes with this entire system. But first, let's take and put the adapter ring on the camera. So we'll just screw this one on here. There we go. So as you can see, the adapter ring is now on the actual lens. And this is where we'll put the base in. And you have 2 options to start with. We have the mist filter base, or we have the normal VND base. I will take the normal VND base, which is this one right here. And as you can see, there's a little slot out down here. See this slot here? We can put this in. Poof. And then we have the one ND stop filter in here, and that's what's make this system work like a variable ND filter. And then we can take the 2 to 5 stop and put on top here, and you actually have to align them with the little A that's on there, but once you get used to it, you can actually feel where it is. See, that's not correctly. I'll have to move it until I can feel where it is. There it is. Now it feels correct when I turn it. And as you can see, when I turn it, there's a hard stop on this filter ring. So that's pretty nice. And if you want to swap this out with a 6 to 9, you just take this one off and put the 6 to 9 on right here. And then you have a 6 to 9. And again, you have to feel where it is, or you can look at the little mark and align those 2 up. But again, Peter, that is not 20 filters. No, that's not 20 filters, but this is where it gets interesting. So if we take a look at the 2 to 5 stop, which is this one right here, when we turn this around, you can see it says CPL on the other side. So we have a circular polarized filter right here. And how this works is that we will remove the ND1 base from the cap here, and then we'll take the circular polarized filter and put on top there. And now you have a circular polarized filter on the lens. But then again, yes, what if it gets too bright and this won't work? Yes, then you'll take this one off. You'll take the 6 to 9 stop instead. You turn this around and you can see it's a 32 ND CPL filter. So we'll put this on. There we go. And now we have a 5 stop ND filter with a circular polarizer on instead. So that's pretty dope. I like that they've made this. And then they have this mist glow filter right here. So if you want a variable ND mist glow, you can just put this in, or have this mist glow here, which create this dreamy look around lights at night, you can see it gets this halo around it. Looks pretty nice. Get some great cinematic shot with these filters right here. So, and again, you can just apply the ND filter on top of that if you need to do this. But Freewell is not new in the magnetic field. They have made magnetic filters for quite a while, and I have used the old ones. And if you already have that system, it's not a problem because they of course made it hybrid. So this is one of the old systems, the old filters right here. You can see that's just a normal filter. It's an ND8, and you can still use those. So they're made it so they'll fit right in there on this filter. That is pretty nice, so that if you have the old system, you don't have to change this cap out. I believe that they will be able to sell these rings separately in the future, so that if you have multiple cameras, then you can have these rings on different cameras and don't have to buy a system for each camera. But we'll see what they'll do with that. But there's one thing that bothers me again with changing all these filters that problem I didn't have with the Peter McKinnon filters, is that I was touching the lens. Because of this cap, I would never come in contact with the lens. And you can see on these filters here that when I touch it, my fingerprint will get on the lens. And when I change them out, I will actually touch them right here on the side. It's really hard for me not to do that. But if we take the Peter McKinnon filter off, you can see we'll screw this on right here. Oh, Peter McKinnon on. We put the Peter McKinnon filter on. I have this lens cap to screw on, then I can take it off, and I will never come in contact with the actual lens. And on the Freewell, they of course have the lens cap, but I come in contact with the lenses, with the filters, when I change these out. So price-wise, what will you be set back to buy this system compared to the Peter McKinnon filter that is a normal screw-on? So if you buy the filters from their Indiegogo page or the campaign that they're running right now, you will get this system right here, all the filters for $2.99 on the early bird discount. Compare this to the Peter McKinnon filters, you will have to pay over $1,300 to get the same amount of ND filters, because you will have to buy all the filters and have them in your bag. There's a big advantage with the Freewell filter compared to the Peter McKinnons, because they won't take up as much space in your bag and you will save a lot of money. But the campaign is about to be over. They will only run it for a couple of days more, so the link is down in the description. Go and find them and pick up a filter package for your camera. So if you know anything about me, you know that I shoot a lot of stuff on gimbals, and therefore this Freewell filters come very handy, because changing filters on a gimbal can be a problem, because we put unnecessary force on the gimbal motors once we start screwing these filters on and off. But as you can see, I now have my gimbal right here with the camera on. The gimbal is turned on, and if I want to change these filters, all I have to do is take the filter, put it on there, feel that it's in the right place, and it's done. So I can take this one off and swap it out with the other one. So I don't put any force on the actual gimbal when I do this. Take this compared to the normal screw-on filter, I'll have to take the filter that I have right here from the Peter McKinnon filter, and we'll have to hold the camera here. You can do it gently, but again, you see I'm putting force on the motors to do this, and it takes quite some time if I don't hit it at the first time. So there we go. So it is possible to do, but if I need to change this out, I have to put the cap on, screw this on, and put a new filter on. So it's much faster with the system than with the normal filter like the Peter McKinnon ones. So that's kind of a short introduction to these filters. But if you want to see these filters in action, I encourage you to go and watch Nicholas' video, and because he dives a bit more into the functions of all these filters. I've linked the video down here so you can go and watch that. But if you're more interested in some of the gimbal content that I have, you should go and watch this video right here, where I dive into what gimbal moves Peter McKinnon uses. See you next time.